Hi guys, welcome along to the next video in the playlist about the basic controls of the car. This one should help us get us moving. So this one is about POM. So this is about getting the car ready to go, doing your observations and making sure you can move off. Now, you might not be taught this explicitly like this by your driving instructor, but you will be taught something along these lines. It's something that I go with. It's quite easy to remember. Okay, so POM is the acronym that's widely used to help you get the car ready to go, and if you do this, it should help to prevent you from stalling. And then if you do, it should be easy for you to identify what went wrong, so what you didn't do, by following these 3 steps. So POM stands for 3 things. So P is prepare, O is observations, and M is move. So we're getting the car ready to go, we're going to check it's safe to go, and then we're going to go. So first stage in prepare, check the car's in neutral, so give the gear lever a good wobble from side to side. It should move freely from side to side. Make sure you're not in any gear. Check your handbrakes up, just in case you start the car. If you've done that and you've got it wrong, just to stop the car from lurching too far forward. It will still move forward, but just not too far. And then you should be fine to start the engine. So in this case, clutch down, press the button. Car comes to life. Just make sure the radio stays off. Yep. Now, that's the first half of it done. So we've checked the car, got it started. Now the rest of our preparation is we're going to press the clutch down, and we're going to go for first gear. 99% of the time when you move away from stationary, you're going to be in first gear. Okay, so we've got our clutch down, we're in first gear. Now, there's a couple of steps here where initially I get my learners to not do this next stage to start with. So the full preparation will be put a little bit of gas on to get the engine making a bit of rev, a bit of a gentle hum. So you might be able to hear that in the background, the engine's revving. And then we find the bite point. For the car, I don't know if you saw the car just started to move then. So we've got a little bit of power on, the bite point is ready. So if we take the handbrake off, the car will go. Next is your observations. Just come out of neutral now, which is what I explained. Go back into neutral and come off the gas. So, for our observations, it's a full check would be a 6-point check, so 6 places you need to check. Depending on the area, so where we are at the moment, this is a very, very quiet road. There's nothing around behind us to our left. So this first area is one where you don't always necessarily need to check it, but it doesn't hurt to do it if you do. So the 6 points you check are your left blind spot, your left door mirror, your interior mirror. You then check ahead down the road, you check your right door mirror, and then you check your right blind spot over your right shoulder. That's a full set of observations, good all-round observation. Now, the reason why we say that potentially the left shoulder check isn't necessary, if you are parked hard up against a tree line, or like here, it's a bit of wasteland pretty much to my left. There is a footpath, but there's nothing going on. You can see there's nothing going on even without checking that blind spot. In that blind spot, if you're doing that, so you checked around and you've checked and then you're going to move fairly soon afterwards, anything that's in that blind spot that you might pose a danger to by moving away has got to get from, it's quite a way back behind you where your blind spot is, so it's probably about 4 or 5 meters behind the car. Then they've got to get alongside, they've got to do that 4 or 5 meters, they've then got to come along the side of the car, they've then got to get out across the road in front of you. This is all without you seeing them do it, and then be in front of you, so you then run them over or hit them or whatever. The likelihood of that is really slim, especially if this is really, really quiet like it is here. Now, that's not saying don't check it. What I'm saying is use a bit of common sense. If it's quiet, and it's like this, you could probably get away with it without doing it, and not need to do it. But if this was a row of shops that we were parked outside of, and it's 3:30 in the afternoon, loads and loads of kids around that have just come out of school, they've all gone in the shop, you'd want to check, because there's too much going on there. So it doesn't hurt to do it as a matter of yeah, I'm going to do it all the time anyway, but it's not important if in the right situation you don't do it. So as a minimum 5 points starting from your left door mirror, but 6 is like the full check. So you're going to go all the way around, checking, making sure, see if there's anything that's coming towards us that might make us have to wait to go. You want your shoulder check, the roadside blind spot check, so your roadside shoulder to be the last thing that you check, okay, before you move the car. If you've checked around and there's nothing around, nobody at all coming towards you, be it a pedestrian, a car, bike, whatever it might be coming towards you, then you don't need to indicate, and you can then just move on to the move phase, which is to release the handbrake, drive the car off, away, just steering slightly away from the curb to the centre of your lane and driving off. And then obviously you go through your gears and drive on until you needed to stop again. Now, if there was something coming towards you, anything coming towards you, once you've done that set of observations on the pavement or on the road, you would definitely want to indicate. Let them know what you're doing, because you don't know what they want to do. They may want to cross the road in front of you if they're walking down the pavement towards you, or on the other side of the road towards you. A car coming in, either way, they might want to pull up next to you, behind you, whatever. You need to let them know what you're doing, even if they're a way off down the road. It gives them a chance to plan what they're doing, so they don't, also we avoid any accidents. So no one around, off you go. Anybody there, and if you're not sure, or you're parked somewhere where there's a junction in front of you and you can't see around if there's anything coming, put your indicator on. It doesn't hurt, but make sure you check. Don't just put your indicator on first, do your indicator after you've checked. From there, like I said, you move on to the move phase, and the move phase is simply release the handbrake. Because you've got that bite point and you've got the gas on, the car should just move away. It may not move very fast to start with, but as we start to move away, the clutch is going to come out, the gas is going to feed in, and the car's going to pick up a little bit of speed, and then we're going to start changing gears. Now, I'll give you a demonstration of that now. I'll talk through everything I'm going to do. I'll talk through it the way that I get my learners to start, so just using the clutch without any gas set in the preparation phase, and then how we would then build that in to make you move away quicker. So the way to move away quicker is to put more gas, is to put gas on when you're bringing the clutch up, not to move the clutch quickly. Move the clutch quickly, you're going to stall. Now this might seem very sort of this step like driving by numbers, but the more you do it, the more you get used to it, the more of a fluid action it becomes, and it only takes a few seconds and the car gets moving. At the beginning it might take you 20 or 30 seconds to get the car moving, because you're thinking about everything, you've got to remember everything, and that's a little bit well, it can take a little bit more time. But I'll go through it now and I'll show you. I've got a camera on my feet, so you can see what I'm doing at the feet. I'll pop that up in the corner so you can see what I'm doing with my feet, and how the pedals are moving, and how slowly they're moving in relation to how quick the car is going to be going. Okay, so you're going to get an inside shot of me doing what we need to do, and then you're going to get the foot shot. Okay, so here we go. Car is already running at the side of the road. So I've checked. I'll turn the car off again. So now we're going to go. Okay, so we're going to check for neutral in the P. So P for preparation. So we check neutral. Handbrake is on. Clutch down. Start the car. I've got my hand on the steering wheel now. Now the car's on. So I'm going to go into first gear. So this is going to be me finding the bite point. You'll hopefully see the car move a little bit. I don't know if you caught that there on the camera, but the car is pulling against the handbrake. At this stage, you put too much gas up, too much clutch up, and the car will pull forward. It will overpower the handbrake. It really can do that. So be careful about that. So just find the bite point so the car is just pulling against it. It feels like it's a coiled spring ready to go. So car is ready. I've not got any gas on it. You notice my foot's actually away from the, I'll keep my foot away from the gas pedal to start with. So we're going to check all around. So I've checked my blind spot there. So sometimes you need it, sometimes you don't. I'll do it this time. So left blind spot, left door mirror, interior mirror, ahead, right door mirror, right blind spot, there's nobody around, and release the handbrake. The car moves straight away. We're going to come out and around this parked car that's in front of us. We're driving on, so gas goes in and we drive away. So don't worry about how fast you do these things. The most important thing in all of this is your roadside blind spot. In this case, moving off from the left hand side of the road, it's your right shoulder, and if you were parked on the right hand side, as is one of the maneuvers, you would check your left blind spot last. You always check, what I always say is we check from the pavement to the road. So from least danger to most danger. And that where the most danger is going to come from is the last place you want to check. It needs to be as relevant as possible. So the information you're using based on how and when you're going to move the car is the most up to date. So in this case, the car has gone into stop start, so the car's off. It's like I've turned the car off. So we're going to get going again. We're in neutral. In stop start, it's a little bit different. I just have to press the clutch down and the car restarts, so it's ready for me to go. I get my gear. Again, you'll watch my feet. My clutch comes up to the bite, which is there, and I hold it. My foot stays still. I check all around, so I check blind spot, mirror, mirror, ahead, mirror, blind spot, nobody around, no need to indicate. Someone's coming now, so I'm going to indicate, 'cause I just caught that in my mirror, and feed the gas in. Car drives on, and away we go. So this is going to be used repeatedly for you. So you'll use this not just at the side of the road, use it at traffic lights, use it when you're pulling out of a car park, at the end of a road. It's some of the basic stuff. So the way to control the car is with the clutch. You control how quick the car moves with the clutch and how fast you move it out to a degree, but the faster you want the car to go, the more gas you need to put in. If you put a huge footful of accelerator on and you bring the clutch up, you're going to get lots of wheel spin when you pull away. If you don't put enough gas on as you're trying to pull away and move the clutch a little bit quicker, to move the car quicker, you'll get a judder or you'll stall. So to move the car quickly, so to clarify that, to move the car quickly, you don't move your clutch foot quickly. You put some gas on and move the clutch the same way. Control how much of that power you use and how the power is used to pull the car away by controlling the clutch away. I'll show you that in a second now. And to give you an example of that, you might see people sometimes in a car park, you might hear a car that's really revving really, really loud, but going not very fast. And that's because they've got lots and lots of gas on and the clutch is just sitting around the bite point. They're not moving out. If they move that clutch up anymore, it would shoot backwards really quickly because the potential power is there. So the way you move that out, and as you feed that clutch in and you slightly feed the power in that way using the clutch, the car goes quicker. So I'll show you what we do with the gas now, and hopefully you get an idea of how much quicker the car can move away. Okay, so we're in stop start again at the side of the road, so we clutch down to get the car started and into first gear. So this time I'm going to put a bit of gas on, so you notice a little bit of engine noise, and then find the bite. Good, and then I keep that on like that, and then I check all around. So there is people around me now, so I'm going to indicate to the right shoulder check, no one around, keep the gas in, and then you feed the power in and the car goes a bit quicker. Now we can do that again. I will stop here and we'll do it again. And this is the sort of thing you'll do quite a lot on your first lesson. You move away, you stop, you start again, so you can really practice these skills. So I'm going to go straight back into first gear. I'm going to put a bit of gas on, find a bite, check all around, so shoulder all the way round, no one around, release the handbrake, feed the gas in, clutch up, sorry, and feed the gas in. Car moves away a bit quicker. The quicker you want the car to go, the more gas you put on. It's not about how quick you move the clutch. I'll show you now what happens if you move the clutch just quickly. Might not be particularly pleasant for me, but just so you get an idea of what can happen. Just got someone coming out of a junction behind us. What I don't want to do is stall in front of them. Right, okay, so I'll get the car back on. So clutch in, first gear. I'm not going to put enough gas on, but I want to move. I'm going to put no gas on, but move the clutch quickly in response to trying to move the car quickly. So I'm doing all my checks. It's all good and clear. I release the handbrake and I want to move quickly. And we stalled. Okay. And that's what's going to happen. So I've got to go back into neutral, put the handbrake on as well. Should have done that around the other way. So if I do the same thing now, I'll put a bit of gas on, get my bite point, oh, bit of bite point, check all around. There's people coming now, release that. So I let go quickly, but we got a bit of a judder. You can see, hopefully, if you can see the air freshener spinning around. And that's purely because I moved the clutch too quickly. Moving the clutch quickly will not move the car quickly. To a degree it does, but only very fractionally. If you move it too quickly, you get to a point, the car just can't take it, and it either stalls or you get that lumpy move away. So that's it. That's how we do POM, so to help you move away. So hopefully that helps, just a little bit about moving and the POM routine, just to give you, just kind of follow on from those the previous two videos. So we've done the one on the cockpit drill, we've talked about the hand controls and the foot controls. This is now putting them into use, and then using the hand controls and foot controls properly to get the car away and get it stopped. So yeah, don't forget, keep following through the series if you're looking at like what you should be doing. Obviously a lot of my students, for this will be really helpful. Again, prior to the first lesson, you'll kind of get directed this way to help us get a bit of a head start in the car. So hopefully you've enjoyed it, got a little bit from it, and the biggest takeaway from it is control your clutch and you'll control your car. Okay, that's the biggest takeaway, especially for moving away. Control your clutch, you'll control your car. Like I say, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you again soon. Don't forget, like and subscribe. It really does help me out and makes me feel like I'm getting that I am having an impact and hopefully helping some people out. Let me know if this has helped you understand what you're not quite doing right, or if you are struggling with it and stalling a lot. This should help prevent you stalling if you're doing this in the right way. Okay, like I said, like and subscribe would be great, and I'll see you again soon.